Is it streaming?
What's it?
Check and see if the class,
What the thing's called.
CSCI 1923, and at the end it's program review. You see it? Look here. This. You don't see it? It should be CSCI 1923 3-2020 program review. You don't see it?
I can't even read that up there, man.
No, I'm telling it to you because I don't see it.
You got it.
We're good.
All right, it's down. All right, so now let's look at
That's pretty normal for like sometimes work.
all right. So let's look at this. All right, we go to modules. Now, only the people who have attempted it probably going to appreciate, what's going on, right? Well, we did that one. Yeah, okay. I messed up then. If you got 100, I messed up. All right. So, all right. Remember the hierarchy? Remember I told you can use what? Word and go to symbols and the shapes and get the symbols that you need from flowchart to actually flowchart your hierarchy, right? So that's how you would do that for your hierarchy table, the hierarchy chart. Hierarchy chart was simple. It was just like what we did in class, really, right? Yes, ma'am.
So, with the hierarchy chart, could it
I'm
be?
not gonna tell you,
Okay.
but you can ask.
Okay. Could it be vertical or does it have to be horizontal?
I want it horizontal because you want all of them. If I have a main, I want all the ones that being called from the main on the same level, so I can kind of see, the levels of calls I have, right? And then if I have one under the main that has 2 calls, I want to see them on that same level. That they both being called from that function, it was from the main.
You know what you ought to do is you should extend that time there.
So that'd be right.
What is this?
Components.
Oh, the price, right.
Yeah, you prompt the user, right?
Right, there you go, prompt, that's right.
I demand you look at mine again.
I got it right.
All right, look at the next one, all right? Hey, that date is what? What's the date on that previous one?
Today.
At 1 o'clock, right? Okay, so right before the class and
That's the one I couldn't figure out.
Okay, now, the module bonus. Mr. Gaddis, input. Write a program that will use a module to input. So where your input coming from?
I was thinking more like, okay, you as the programmer input
No.
the numbers.
No.
So do I need to read that as the user?
Right.
Okay.
You're reading it as if you're writing it for a user.
Okay.
Right. So look here. Input cost of 3 sales items, but where they should be read from?
Model.
Because the module will allow you to input the cost. The module will calculate the total purchase. The module will return. This is the key here.
See, you threw a curveball because you wanted to print it and then. You got me stuck on that.
Right. So, but remember in class, we did that where I did the return, right?
Yeah.
But when you return it, you have to have that variable declared in the
It
main
kept going to 0, and I was like, why is it doing this?
because of the score.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, right. So, and if you had it, if you have it global, Ms. Vu, if you make it global, then you don't even need functions.
Right. But you don't even need to do. You kind of want to avoid global variables, right?
Correct. Like I said, because what can happen? You
Well,
can
if you
start.
want to use it. I mean, you can't really.
Well, you'll start making minor changes, but it can throw the whole program off because it's like I didn't change this variable here, but now it's global and I'm using it all over in all these functions, and it's changing it everywhere. When I add one to it, it changes it for all. rather than if I'm
You have
passing
to
it.
declare a local variable, okay, but you already have the global variable. It's the
Right.
same name,
Huh?
but it changes, okay, let's say you had a local variable, right? But it had the same name as your global variable.
No, you can't do that.
It'd be an error,
Right.
right? Okay.
Because it's available. That
Right.
name is already known throughout the
You
program.
can't change that value.
Well, if it's constant, you can't change it.
But you would have to declare it as a global variable, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's right. Right. All right. So everybody understanding this program, you will have to return. So what you gonna return back to the main program?
The total cost, purchase cost.
Which is of what data type?
Double or float.
Cause if I return an int, given this example, what did we return?
Just a whole number.
Which is,
Just an integer. It'd be like,
what's the total cost?
it'd be 228.
Right. And you'd be like, well, where my cents at? And because what? My data type is wrong. And believe me, you can run into that
What
issue.
can you use bigger? Is there anything bigger than a double?
Double. Remember we had those long doubles. No, that's
You
right.
going double?
No, long, I think it's long double. Remember we looked at those data types?
Yeah.
Yeah, long double, right. Double. Right.
How far does that go in the decimal places?
Well, it goes on the positive side and the negative side. Right. So the larger the number, right? The space that it can be stored in. Right. Yes, ma'am.
When I try it's
But I don't know the actual number though. Yes, ma'am.
when I try it's be a local, I cannot say outcome in the main
Working your
data.
magic?
Right. Okay.
It shows an error. I try the number.
Right. Remember, Miss Vu, when we said that we had variables, right? That we passed. Remember we had an example where we had our prototype. We had sales, and we might have int, float, right? Now, or just say int. But that's gonna be different. But I'm doing it that way. Now, we take those those variables local to the main, and then in our call in the main, when we call sales, we're gonna have sale 1, sale 2, sale 3, right? And then in our function definition of sale, we're gonna create or introduce new variables in the argument list, where we're gonna have int sale 1, and I'm using int, but it should be float. Int sale 1, int sale 2, int sale 3. Then inside you could have total sale, int total sales, and then total sales is equal to what? Sale 1 plus sale 2 plus sale 3 all together, right? And then times the number plus the total sale. You know what I'm saying? So you can get all of it, right?
No, I don't understand.
You introduce total sales in the sales function, but the sales function should have a int or a float. Say int or float sales, and then its argument. Because when you return, you're gonna return that total sales. And it's gonna return that sale back to what? The main function, so that it can be outputted.
You mean we do everything
In that sales, whatever. Right. Let's do an example. All right. So come on up, Mr. What? McDowell. Come on up, Mr. McDowell. Go to Chrome and open up online GDB. And what we're going to do, create the shell. Oh yeah, I put it right here. I just put it down there so everybody can see the screen. Use that shell. There you go. All right. So go to the bounce is under that. Yeah, there you go.
This is a weird setup, my man.
Yeah, look at down one third one. Yeah. All right. So now go to your language. Yeah. All right. Delete that out. Control A or whatever. Yeah, however. Now do the shell. All right. I hope y'all pound include. I hope y'all still doing the shell first, but you could just start writing it. But the shell kind of keeps you in line with what you need to do. Whatever.
Is it one word?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
What is it, string? I'm just doing it.
Oh, you just add string?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now, using namespace. Forgot.
What?
Using namespace.
Oh,
Yeah. STD. All right.
So yeah, you gonna reopen that bonus?
Now, I don't know. It depends on how much y'all communicate in class. So if I don't get no communication, then I say, well, they ain't concerned. So it all depends on you all.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
Look at that. All right.
It's about them, but you know.
all eyes on you.
All right. So here's our shell. So now we need to declare our function, Miss James. All right. Outside the loop, you can define that function. Declare that function through sales and out there. So
Like sales?
right, but we need to do a data type or void, but we want to do what? Float, right? Because I told you the output what?
Some of the sales.
I wanted to output it where? In the main,
Right.
right? So it has, you need a return value,
Right.
right? So now what's the arguments? Now wait, we're gonna input from sales, right?
We input from the module, yes.
Right. So we don't need to pass anything here.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Because you're doing.
Yeah, you can introduce the
Yeah, you don't have to, but I mean,
right. But
if you
now
want to make it really complicated, you can.
semicolon.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, then int main. Go back. Oh, I see what you did. Oh, class. Remember I told you that's good.
Oh, that's my key.
You can create you can't no, but at the top.
Before, right?
You can put your function definition before. That means you won't have to use a prototype. The only problem, like I say, with that I've seen, they have to be in logical order. They can't just be in any kind of random order and say, oh, well, I know this one is dependent on this one, but this one is first. No, it'll give you an error.
So if you put if you're defining the
doing the-
functions at the beginning, you wanna put them in the correct order. But
In the order that they're gonna be processed, correct. Because it's gonna be a variable, right, because it's gonna be a variable that may be dependent on what you declaring up here, and they say, oh, I don't know what that is yet. But if you just do your prototypes,
better to do a prototype.
yeah, it'll say, okay, I got all this, and then I can do that, right? All right, so now,
I changed it.
okay, all right, so now, so you got his, no, you got void up there?
Yeah.
Why? We gotta return to what?
You told me to put void.
Yeah, but now
Now you changed your mind. That ain't my
do
fault.
floating. Nah, all right, so now, here is the prototype at the top. This is our function definition. So let's define our function. Here we want to introduce how many variables? 4 really, but 3 of them because we got 3
No, 5. We got sales tax, we got 3 items, and then we have.
and it depends on how you calculate, but we can do 5 to make it better, right? So we do 5. So we want what? Sales 1, we're gonna do float, all of them float, right? No, we don't need it down. Just go down to sales. Not even there. We're not passing. We're not passing anything because we're doing everything
I
here.
thought you were going over faster. My bad.
What we're doing is like what the assignment was. So float, say sale S1. You can do sales 1 or S1. Okay, you could do comma or you could do then you could do float sales 2, and then float sales 3. And then you could do float taxes. And then float total. Right? And then now we need to do what? CN, C out, CN, C out, CN, C out, CN, right? Or we could do what? C out, please enter 3, whatever. So let's do it that way. Please enter 3 item costs.
You just okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, right. Semicolon. Yeah, or
I was
just,
gonna do that live.
okay, you can do that. All right, so now, how would this CN look like? What would it look like? CN what? Look at your message.
Yeah, but
Please.
seeing the sales one.
Yeah, sales one,
That's it.
and then sales 20.
But okay, so what would you put after sales one?
Like a line.
Yeah.
What you put? The stream, right?
Yeah.
You're streaming into, you're reading into it. So because I told you put 3 of them. Remember we had that multiple input?
I don't do it in one line. I usually do it in like.
No, but what I'm saying, but based upon our prompt.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, based upon this prompt, you would put them all on
Yeah.
at the same time. Right? And then end it.
So is it wrong we put, please enter the price of, for the apples?
No, it's not wrong. Right. Not wrong. Right? As long as you accept those 3. So now, here we got the 3 that are going to be inputted. Now what we need to calculate? Taxes. So now taxes going to equal to what?
0.832.
Okay, so what? Taxes is equal to whatever times the total of whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Right,
I1
correct.
Times 2 plus I3, and multiply that times your sales tax. But to get your sales tax, has to be in decimal, and you gotta add 1.0.
I wrote sales so many times, it's starting to look weird.
No, but that's our taxes, huh? That's it. I gave you the taxes.
What was it,
Yeah,
like
but you gave it to us
0.08?
as
Did you slow down the
eight.
video?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
so we had to convert it to.
Right, multiply, divide by 100, yeah.
So it was point.
That was like 0.8. Yeah. Thing.
Point, yeah, 0.0832. Right.
And then like,
Oh, yeah, all right, there you go. No. Because if you do it that way, we getting a what? If he do it the way he doing it now, we calculating what?
you get the total.
Right. You're not. But, right. Yeah, you
Oh, why
see?
are you doing it like this? This is dumb. I'm changing this.
No, but what happened? They wanted the taxes.
So you would do like float taxes
So I could
equal parentheses, point zero eight three two parentheses the sales. So it multiplies
Right. You can do it that way
by
the total sum. Right.
So
Right.
is there anything wrong with using double?
No, double give you a larger number it can
Well,
store.
because sometimes the answers give you like 18.345.
No, but still, that's all right.
That's all right.
But the double gives you a larger range. Remember, at that
I
million,
get that.
at billion.
Like you're talking about cents though. I mean, it's only gonna be.
No, yeah, right. No, because what happens is, no, I went over that with y'all. Remember with Ironman IP?
Yeah.
Ironman IP allows you to format your number with 1 decimal place, no decimal place, 3 decimal places, however many decimal places, even trailing 0. So you can format it the way you want to. All right, using Ironman IP.
What's it called again?
Man, you got me mixed up. Ironman, is it Ironman IP? IOMANIP.
Say,
Okay, all right. So what he did, he calculated the whole total, right? But then we're gonna have an error here. Why? Why are we gonna have an error here?
Because flow total is twice.
Twice. He declared it twice. In the beginning. At the beginning. You got a flow total, but look up top. Look up. Yeah. See? What happened is he declared it twice, so now you're trying to declare something in the same scope, what? 2 times. So now we calculate total. What we need to do with that total we got?
spit it out.
Nah, not yet. Where we gonna spit it out at?
in the main.
In the main. So what we need to do with that total?
Your total capacity.
Return it back to the main.
Okay.
So now you're gonna do what? Go back down to here. So we're gonna do a what? Return and what?
You just take that.
Total. So now it's gonna take total and go back down. All right. We still got an error here, but I'm gonna show you. we returning total, right, class? Look at that function. If we returning total, what should our function header look like? If we returning total,
It needs to know what it's passing, right?
it need to know
The type.
the type.
The data type.
Right, so what we need to do? In main, we got int main and return what? We return a 0. Here we got sales and we trying to return total. Float sales, correct.
I was gonna ask you, but.
Yeah, you gotta have float. Not there. You got it there. We need it there.
So why do you have 3 items plus the tax multiplied times the 3 items?
Because the 3 items together give us what our total cost is. But then the tax time the total cost gives us the tax amount added to the total.
Why can't you just take the 3 items and multiply it times the tax?
Right, but that's just gonna give you the sales tax. But we did it all at one time, right? Right, and then you gotta add it to it. He just added it all together. And see, that's all just coding. What I want to say, programmers, your technique. Some people might have a function where a expression where it's a one long expression. But if you run into errors where you not getting the right answer, you're gonna have to know how to pick through that expression to find out where the problem is.
Right.
But if you break it down step by step, you'll have more variables, but you can what? Kind of pick out, oh, this is not how you do this. You gotta, my parentheses go here, not here, or whatever. Right. But if either one, like I say, both of them would work, no problem. So, we return in total. Now let's go back to the main. In the main, we're gonna call what? Sales, right? So when we call sales, how do we call sales? Just sales. When you call a function, you don't use a data type. You call it, okay, open, close, semicolon. All right? But, that when you know you don't put that because that's passing it to the whatever. Now, what we need, semicolon. What we need to do here, class?
Stay up.
Huh?
Stay up.
We need to output what?
The total.
The total. But where are we storing the total?
We gotta make another variable.
We have to make another variable prior to what? Calling sales. All right? So we can do it either on that line, right?
Yeah, you should do
In float
something, yeah, and then equal.
equals to that return value of sales.
Right.
You got me? So on the same line as sales. So what you're saying is, yeah, right out. Leave the semicolon. And at the beginning.
Yeah, because you got this.
Right. So you're gonna say float, and then whatever variable name, give it a variable name, like total or tote or whatever.
Price.
Right, whatever. Yeah, right. You're right. Equals that.
I don't like it sometimes.
Right. I'm thinking out too fast. So what happens here is whatever sales return is gonna be stored in a float variable called what? Total. Now we can output the total that was generated in what? Sales.
Okay.
Right.
I went about it a completely different way.
For both of them. For your
How you did yours?
If you can pull mine up, I can show you.
Okay, I can pull it up.
Yeah. Well, it's the same, but I called it a different way in the main.
Mine's a little bit different.
Like I still had to return my
The value,
total and stuff,
right.
but I called it a different way. I didn't do it.
No.
Like that equals this.
Yeah,
Right.
but it still runs.
Right.
Yeah.
Gave me a 0, so no, it's cool.
Who gave you a 0?
You. At least in the canvas it says 0 on the bonus.
Oh no, that's because it's equal to 0. But when I grade it means you're gonna get bonus,
So it's
on top of a 0 grade,
When you
which
turn
is
it in, it becomes a 0.
automatically. But when I grade it, I'm gonna put a score.
Gotcha.
Right.
See, I thought I already messed up.
No.
Yeah, I didn't do it like this. I
Okay.
don't know how I can pull it.
So now what we need to do with our total?
Have it printed.
Have it printed. So now we can do our C out and print out whatever that total is. All right? And print out your label, right? And then, all right? Yeah. And then whatever our total
Well,
is.
did you want to do the?
For Ironman IPT?
Did you want to do the fixed after the decimal?
Don't worry about that. Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I saw that. I think it was you. I think I saw that. Cause I just briefly looked through them. I didn't grade them. All right, and then new line. Do a new line. Yeah, and then
Oh, you know what? I didn't do line like that.
yeah, cause I like to bring it down some so we could see. Yeah, and then
I just want this can look nice.
right. Yeah, and then end that. All right. So class, any questions about this? He gonna run it. All right, run it. All right. Now, for say enter 3 cost item cost. So input 3 costs. And notice what happens. It's waiting for 3 different numbers. So not until you type in the last number will it actually continue. Everybody see that? I could have typed a number, a space, a number, space, a number, and hit enter. But even though I type a number and hit enter, now it's still waiting for 2 more numbers. Everybody see that? It will be, it won't prompt you because you inputting them all at one time, but it will still be waiting for an input. All right, so let's do this though. Let's run it again. So, because we'd have to check to see whatever. So run it again. Let's run it again. All right. Now, what I want you to put in now is like 10, 10, and 10. All right. So 10, you got 30. So 30 times the point, what is it, 0.08, whatever, should be the what? $2.49. So that's how you can somewhat try to check yourself. Don't put a big number in, put something small where you can test it and see what else.
When I did mine, I did like 5, 6, and 7.
Right, so you can actually go back and look at it. Because you put a larger number, now you need to try to use a calculator, do whatever, and stuff like that. All right.
When you do the set and fixed thing, does it round it up?
No,
It doesn't.
there's a function to round up. All right, go to the top. All right, go to Ironman, and it might, but I don't think so because you have to tell it.
Yeah.
Go to hit enter and type pound include. Class, I'm introducing the Ironman IP. IOMAN-IO.
Oh, my bad. Like that?
IOMAN. IP. Right. Now, go down to right before that.
Right here.
Yeah, your total. Go above that where float. You could do set precision.
I did mine on the same.
Well, you could do it on the same line too.
Yeah.
So you could do set precision to parentheses and then stream fixed. Stream. Now, what this does, class, set precision along with fixed allows you to set the decimal place you want on a number. All right?
Ironman?
Yeah, Ironman IP is the actual header file. Okay? And scroll down, and now we got set precision to fixed. So we fixing our decimal place to 2. That's what we doing. So let's run it this time. Remember we had what? And put 10, 10, 10. And we got 32.49 something.
It was like 496.
Right. Right, but I don't think it'll run.
It did.
Oh, it did
There you
run.
go. That's good to know.
Oh, it will.
Isn't it the fix that does that? Like the
No.
set precision just makes it to where it's doing
Right,
it,
it's just
and
a
the
piece of-
fix makes it round. I thought-
But it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. No. But and I think what it's doing is based on paychecks and whatever. You know that 1 decimal it'll move on up, like dollars and cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does round. All right. So it did round up. Now,
What were set precision declared?
inside the C out where I used it. In the C out. Yes, ma'am.
I still,
It didn't run. What kind of error you got?
it still say I didn't declare the
Total. All right. Look at where you have. Go up to that. Yeah, right there. Where it say float total sale. Total. Right here. Did you do this?
yeah, I have that.
Now, do you have float sales?
Yep.
And go to the bottom. Do you have return total? At the bottom of sales. Go down to the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Right. See, if you didn't return it, you just declared a variable, right? We got a fly in here. Man. That's a fly, so.
I see it.
All right. So did it work?
Nope.
What it telling you?
Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine.
All right.
It's a small problem.
Okay. What happened?
I forgot it.
Oh, yeah, the streaming. All right. All right. Anybody else? Everybody good with that? All right. Thank you, Mr. McDowell. All right. Okay. So, everybody should kind of understand what's going on with that program, correct? Right?
Wait.
Okay.
Still wrong. Wait.
Let's look at it.
Still wrong.
What it say? Error. Grand total was not declared in scope. Where's grand total?
Here, grand total. Well,
Oh, but you didn't say float. See, either you have to declare it up here. Right.
okay.
Right. So try running it now. See what happens. But you understand? All the variables that you use inside the function has to be declared some type of way. You passing values, but well, no, we didn't pass values. We didn't pass them. But anyone you introduce, you have to declare. Did it work? What it gave you?
Same.
Let's see something. On the gross, on the grand total?
Flow, wait, 1 second. Flow. I think I missed 2 flow.
I spell it wrong? Oh, what you changing something?
I'm showing you how I did it.
Oh,
I did
okay.
brackets, sales, that's how I did it, and it still worked.
But see, let me show you what, the brackets really have no meaning. It's just a grouping of statements.
Right.
If
That's
you
how
don't-
I saw it. I looked it up, and that's how people like put it in their.
Right, but look at int main. You got open curly brace, closed curly brace. You could put another one in front of that. All right, put another one on the end of the other. Now run the program. All you're doing is embodying, in that. So that's like a beginning of the block, end of the block.
Yeah.
So it's really not a statement. As long as you have them paired off, right?
Well, yeah. I'm just saying instead of doing the equals, that's how I did it. The when I made it call back the value, like because.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, okay. You rather than do total equals that,
Yeah.
you just use whatever embodied in that is
Because I
going.
was looking it up, and like that was one of the things that people said to do,
Oh,
and
okay.
I did it that way. That's
Right.
how it worked.
Right. You tried the equal, it didn't work?
I didn't even think of it.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. I didn't even think of it.
All right.
Still got
Okay. All right, so let's look at this. It says grand total, grand underscore total, not declared in scope. Wait. This is in the output. See, that's up here. See, you printing grand total. You want to print what?
Oh.
You right? But then, you want to print this because grand total is being passed back into what? Into float total. And so you want to output what?
Final total.
Well, final total, because final total is the only one that's understood in what? This scope, right?
I see.
So it's going to take that value from grand total, store it in final total, and it's going to print. What did it give this time?
I did not clear.
Oh, no, underscore. Well, no, wait.
I don't.
Float, final total, FINATAL, FINATAL. And what it says, let's see, where's this? Final total. Oh, return, no, you change the return. Let's see, click, you change it, it's in the return.
Sorry.
No, that's me. In return, you wanna return what?
Grand total.
Right. Yeah, you change the other one, but you're still gonna keep grand total because it's the one known locally in what? In the total function, right?
It's too complicated.
It's not hard, right? Did it work?
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I mean, this way is too complicated.
Right, but it's.
You need to like go back.
No, but I'm telling you, you're gonna once you understand it, you're gonna appreciate it because when you start having code that's long code, and just like you say, I might my grand total is off. I'm gonna change this formula for it. It's gonna change the whole wherever it's for whatever the scope is, it's gonna be changing that whole scope. But see, when you got it in that little small function, that's the only place you can change it. You understand? So it kind of controls you from just going haywire and just, let me make this work, but something else go wrong. Let me make this work, then something else go wrong. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, if like multiple people write a program.
No, but that's
complicated.
No, that's the beauty of it. Because what happens is, when I write my code and I return a value, all I need to know is your return value to do what I need to do with it. But if we all can write the same module separately. But we all can work on separate modules separately. You got what I'm saying?
But like I need to communicate to you, like I need to tell you what I'm returned to you.
Right, that's it. That's all I need. All I need to know is the data type. And I can do whatever I need to do, accept that value and do what I need to do in my function. When it comes down to the driver function, then all we do is put it together and do our different calls. You got what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it. All right, that's the beauty of it. All right. The next program. Let's look at that one of the other programs. Let's see.
So no test today?
We're taking a test next. It's not enough time. Next class period. All right, let's look at this one. It's a write a C++ program that will allow that will use a module. So class, where are you doing the conversion of the temperatures? In the module, right? To calculate or convert the temperature of 72 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius and output the Celsius temperature. Where are you outputting the Celsius temperature? No.
No, in the module.
In the module. It didn't say the return. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did that one really quick,
Right. So you got to pay attention. You got to read through it, right? Okay. Now, let's look at the next one. Okay, I have to click. Open it. This one says, all right, that's the one you was asking me about earlier. Write a program that calls a function. Okay, so from the main, we're gonna be calling a function from the main that will allow you to input two numbers from the keyboard. What we using?
Oh, man.
Huh?
That one says input two numbers, the other one said input two.
Right.
But for some reason, I guess the other one I was so focused on that.
I'm sorry. We were trying to figure it out.
Right.
I declared.
Then calculate. All right. So the function will input two numbers. That's in the function, right? The function will calculate the product of the two numbers, and the function will print the product of the numbers.
Would you mind, sorry, would you mind
like a copy of how to do the process stuff in Word,
Do it what now?
the box.
What about? Y'all can go over it.
I would, but I,
So it does reopen it.
Got
Okay, alright,
yeah, I forgot my.
okay. What I'll do, I'll try to do.
Are you gonna reopen that
Capture or whatever,
sales tax
and then
one
you-
that I just
Alright, thanks.
finally succeeded at doing? Are you gonna reopen the sales tax module bonus? So-
Oh, reopen? How is it that y'all know how to do it after the fact?
Because you
I put some hard work.
actually explained what I was missing, and now I get what I didn't get before. That's why
Like
I
text
should
boxes
be
and
on
stuff?
it, like.
Simple insert shapes.
That's all we had.
And then chip on the filter.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it.
and for the same question. So
I'm gonna
the
open them
question-
though, I'm gonna open them so you can redo it, submit them, right?
Okay, I'll try and get it.
Alright.
And you said you were gonna add something to it, but, you know, if you wanna reopen it, I'm okay.
While we're in the neighborhood,
could you reopen that hierarchy chart one?
That hierarchy chart.
area, you know?
The other ones ain't due till midnight, I got time, I will figure it out.
So change them and reopen them.
Nah, don't change
And
it,
I
that's
just-
gonna mess with my
Hey, I just need the module bonus, that's all.
So I can change the programs a little bit and reopen them.
Yeah,
Sure, as long as you ain't trying to do it.
Huh?
The
Why
module,
not?
I'm fine with changing, not every program, right?
Why not?
Oh.
Just a little change, word here, two here, add another two functions, one function to do this, one to do this.
Wow, it really is like a real job.
Just add 4 more modules, you know?
Oh, that'd be good. Right?
Well, cause I just figured out how to do this.
So you figured out how to do that, so now I need to take you to another
Well, I was having
level.
problems with, I declared all of the functions, the item 1, item 2, item 3, and total at the top, so when I had.
That's wrong.
So when I had total at the top, even though I asked for the input for the 3 items, when I went to put total at the bottom, it didn't know.
It didn't recognize.
So like he was saying, you had to put total equals those
Right.
items at the bottom after they've been declared, so I couldn't figure out why it wasn't doing that, but I had it in the wrong order. for it
Right,
to-
but you gotta get the totals from the other function.
Right, well, this is all within the actual module.
Okay,
Like,
all right, I
within
see.
the module, I was
Right,
asking
cause so what, you had a logical what?
had a logical error, which is
Right.
why I couldn't, it was giving me,
They're the hardest
like, it would
part.
add the 3 numbers and then it would say your total is 0,
Zero.
0, 0,
Right.
or the other.
Because before that you had total is equal to this plus this plus this plus
Right,
this.
and then started
you.
asking for what
Right,
each
right,
one was,
right.
so like, it was just kind of, I got it now, totally got it now. That's one of those things, once you see it, once you probably.
All right. It ain't time to go yet, huh?
Need to do it.
I got one more minute. Huh?
No.
So I'll reopen them, might make a little change.
They gonna be due by
Hierarchy,
tonight?
right?
I'll give you till 1 o'clock Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Hierarchy?
1 o'clock Thursday.
Alright.
Are you gonna change the hierarchy one too?
Yeah, I'll change it a
Oh,
little.
that's her.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. It's basically the same thing.
Like those are my program, this one is private time one.
Right, but it says what? Call, right? A call
Yeah,
function.
Actually, so this
So I
one.
can look at it again when I'm at
Oh, yeah.
And because I can't submit it until it opens it, so I don't wanna have to retype that and forget about it.
Yeah, I need to.
Wait, you got a question?
No, I mean, you can.
Huh?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just went to online GP where it said save, I right clicked and